Hi, and welcome to the first edition of Moon Beach Island News. I'm your host, Ricky Headrick, and as I have with me my partners, Anthony Boyd and Aaron Williams. Guys, tell everybody about yourselves a little bit. Anthony?
As you said, my name's Anthony Boyd. Really big sports nerd, but my sports nerddom's kind of fleshed out and helped the past few years. You know, delving into movies, video games, everything. Hooked up with these guys just to keep going like a awesome Three Musketeers of nerddom.
Aaron?
Aaron Williams, graphic designer. I have always had a passion for video games and movies, so, you know, made friends with Ricky, got hooked up into this sort of gig, and just real big into sci-fi, and he knows that.
All right. We're going to go a little bit into sci-fi here, science fiction and some more fantasy. We're going to start things off with The Hobbit. The Hobbit opened this weekend in theaters. It is the prequel trilogy to The Lord of the Rings, and it focuses more on Bilbo Baggins' journey to Erebor with the 13 dwarves and Gandalf to take back Eredor, from the dragon Smaug. Anthony, you saw it this weekend. What are your thoughts?
Well, Ricky, what I really enjoyed about The Hobbit is that Peter Jackson just did a phenomenal job of putting together the book while still making it an enjoyable movie, tying it in, because it wasn't really done as a prequel with the books. Like The Hobbit came first and then Lord of the Rings followed. But here you have him tying it in with the beginning. You're getting the point of view from both older Bilbo and younger Bilbo, and you see the journey that it kind of flows over into Frodo. You see him inheriting this quest, this adventure from his Uncle Bilbo.
One of the things that I found to work out well for that was, you know, Peter Jackson added a lot more information to The Hobbit than was actually in the book. The book was actually 369 some odd pages, and what he did was he took the appendices from the end of Return of the King, where Tolkien had planned on going back and rewriting both The Hobbit and the Silmarillion to include more information to sync them all up with Lord of the Rings. And, you know, the Tolkien estate gave Jackson free rein with that material information, and it allowed them to, you know, create a better bridge for The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. And that's, you know, a lot of the information played out very well, I thought. Another thing that I thought, you know, worked out well was the casting in the film. Martin Freeman did a very good job as Bilbo. You know, he kind of had that curmudgeon old Bilbo sense to him. The wonderment of Frodo, his nephew, and is Pippin his cousin?
Pippin is his cousin.
Pippin is his cousin. Peregrine Took from Lord of the Rings. He took a lot out of that as well. You're reminded numerous times that he is in fact a Took, not just a Baggins. So he got a lot of the Tookishness, so to speak. All right. So tell me, can you name all the dwarves?
I can't name them all.
It's Thorin, Balin, Dwalin, Fili, Kili, Oin, Gloin, Beefer, Bomber, Bofer, Dori, Nori, and Ori.
Dude, that's legit. I'm proud of him. One of the things that I'm now looking forward to is how they do the dragon Smaug. They have briefly introduced him at the end of the film, and you know that presumably is going to be where the second film goes in the series, being titled The Desolation of Smaug. Benedict Cumberbatch will be providing the voice for Smaug. Another thing, kind of going away from The Hobbit now, Benedict Cumberbatch has got another movie about to come out. Star Trek Into Darkness, he'll be playing the villain. Before The Hobbit in IMAX, I saw the 9-minute preview of the film. Is the first 9 minutes of the movie, and I have to say it looked amazing. Where they still haven't given the name of the villain, you kind of got a little bit of a view into, you know, what's been going on with the members of the USS Enterprise, Kirk and company. What do you guys have seen the trailer for it? What do you guys think about that?
Well, what I thought was very interesting about the trailer is you see a much more kind of matured Kirk. He's wearing his signature gold captain's shirt. You see him and Spock are obviously seeing more eye to eye. You're seeing more of what we're used to from the old Star Treks. You're starting to see the team form together. You get a brief shot of Uhura and Spock kissing. You're seeing
rekindling that, I guess.
rekindling it, and you're seeing more of this team membership. And now you're having a villain who's coming in to absolutely decimate that.
Aaron, you have any thoughts?
Well, the trailer was really short. You know, it's just a teaser. There's not a lot that we can pull out from the plot from the trailer. You know, we can just sort of look at the aesthetics and see where everything is going. In the aesthetics, you know, sort of his trademark feature is lens flare.
Star Trek Into Darkness, now with 98% less lens flare. One of the interesting things that I saw in the preview, or in the little teaser that I saw today, Spock makes his second most famous line past Live Long and Prosper, that being the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. That gets dropped in the first 10 minutes of the film, which, for those people that are into the Trek lore, they know that that was a big theme from Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Your thoughts on that? You think they might be going the Khan route since they completely rebooted it?
Khan is an iconic villain in the Star Trek universe. For them to go back and hit it, I think it would be a good place to go. I can't tell if from the trailer if that's where they want to go, or if they're leading down that path. I think you just have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah.
It would be awesome to see it, but it's like if the new Star Wars movie went back and visited Vader. But
One thing that I sort of noticed from the trailer in Star Trek was that there wasn't a lot of space travel. A lot of it was focused on a planet.
Space.
A lot of it was focused on Earth, what was happening on Earth. It seemed to be very, like, sort of localized. You didn't see a lot of, you know, exploration, which is always a big deal in the Star Trek universe, is exploring other planets and going all sorts of
where no
things.
man has gone before.
Where no man has gone before. And it just seemed to be like it was all focusing and taking place on Earth. So I think that'll be interesting to see.